Dispatchers and cops have a very interesting relationship. It's almost comparable to sibling rivalry. You both love each other and you depend on each other, but you drive the other batshit crazy. Hey guys, what's going on? Cops and dispatchers go hand in hand, everybody knows that. But not everybody knows the intricacies of our interactions. Both dispatchers and cops have pet peeves when it comes to radio traffic. Considering that the majority of our job revolves around talking on the radio, it's going to be inevitable that you're going to have people that don't know how to use it properly. And radio etiquette is a very important part of the job. Whatever you have to say, you need to get the information out quick and get your ass back off the radio. If an officer ends up in a fight or in a shootout or whatever, they need to be able to key up and let dispatch know. It's hard to do that when storyteller Tom over here wants to give his life story on Channel 1. I don't care what you had for lunch yesterday, bitch. Get off the radio. There's officers and dispatchers that will take a full minute to get a sentence out that they could have gotten out of the way in 10 seconds. I remember making a traffic stop one time, and I was literally standing behind my car on this traffic stop for almost 2 full minutes before I could finally call it out to dispatch. And I'll admit, I was a bit of a dickhead once I was finally able to get on the radio. Well, I'm glad I wasn't getting shot at. Anyway, dispatch, I'm 1038. And I'll admit, it was stupid for me to be pulling over a car when all this radio traffic was going on. You're supposed to call your stop out first. I was new, I learned from my mistakes. And whenever most cops call out a traffic stop, there's certain information or like a certain syntax that we follow. So the first thing I give is my location, then I give the tag number, then I give the make and model of the car, the color, and then how many occupants. And then usually I'll give like a final stop location in case it changed from the time that I originally called it out. Now that's a lot of information to give out on the radio, and nothing's worse than giving all that information out. Then like as you're getting out of the car, dispatch is asking you to repeat it. Son of a bitch. It's the same feeling when your ass is just about to hit the couch and get comfortable and your significant other tells you to take out the trash. Another funny thing is status checks. Dispatch will do status checks periodically, basically to make sure that you're okay whenever you're on a call. Dispatch will check on your partner who's out on an animal call every 2 minutes. But here I am out on a fight call for 45 minutes and nobody said shit. I've been out with 3 subjects who are covered in blood, but you're over here checking on Officer Dave with his chihuahua. Thanks. Now on the same hand, I know that dispatchers get aggravated with officers, especially officers who aren't paying attention to their radio. For those of you that are getting into law enforcement or thinking about it, you will learn very quickly, you will always have that one guy on the shift that it takes like 3 or 4 times calling him to get him to answer. And of course that takes up even more radio time. The whole shift will be hauling ass to the officer's last known location. Then all of a sudden out of nowhere, I'm here dispatch, go ahead. Oh, Officer Dave, I'm glad you could join us. You just had 7 officers hauling ass at 100 miles an hour to get to you, but you know what? Don't worry about it, man. Just take your time. And we're all human. I totally get that. I mean, there have been times where I'll step out of my patrol car and I forget to turn on my portable radio, or I have it turned down low so I don't hear them calling me. But that's really only like a few times a year. Like I really adamantly try not to make that mistake. So I'm sure some of the stuff that I'm talking about, it probably doesn't bug people like as much as it does me. But there's some officers that are so quick to get an attitude with the dispatchers. Heaven forbid dispatch doesn't answer you in like 0.5 seconds and you're getting on there talking to her like a kindergartner. To me, it's sort of the same concept of not pissing off people that make your food. Like dispatchers are your lifeline to help. Not good to make them mad. I think what's frustrating to me is the fact that using the radio is like the easiest part of this job. Using the radio is almost idiot-proof, and there will still be people that find a way to fuck it up. But at the end of the day, we both depend on each other for information. We get frustrated with each other sometimes, but I am very thankful for good dispatchers. Who knows, it might be a dispatcher that saves your life instead of another officer. Now, I know I'm making it seem like we have this like back and forth all the time between the dispatchers and officers, and that's not really the case. I mean, like in one shift, you can probably guarantee somebody's not going to answer their radio, somebody's going to give dispatch an attitude, but it's not going to be like an every transmission occurrence. Now, the dispatchers like to have a little fun, and they get kind of creative sometimes. And I remember like a couple of months ago, I don't remember my exact subscriber count, but what was really cool is dispatch put in like a test call, and they put 401 in there. And then next to it, they put how many subscribers I had on YouTube. And I took a screenshot. I'll see if I can find it. I think it's on my work computer though, so I probably won't be able to pull it up. But like shit like that, like that's really cool. And like the whole dispatch center was celebrating how many subscribers I had on YouTube. Now that's pretty neat. And really being proactive as a dispatcher is extremely important and helps us out a bunch on the road. Like if I'm on my way to a call and the name that's in the call maybe sounds familiar, or like we have a lot of dealings with them or whatever, even if we don't have a lot of dealings with them, a good dispatcher will try to get information ahead of time before we get there. Like they'll run everybody that's on scene for warrants before we get there. They'll ask if there's any weapons on scene. They'll get very important information that helps us out. Some dispatchers are not like that though. They will give out the call. That's the end of it. But like I said, I love my dispatchers. There's a couple knuckleheads up there, but there's also a couple knuckleheads on the street. So we'll call it even. Guys, that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. I appreciate you watching. If you liked the video, comment, subscribe, and I will see you soon.